What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Today we are watching the new Thor Love and Thunder trailer. I saw the first trailer. It was like a teaser trailer that dropped a couple weeks ago. Very excited to see this next one. I'm excited for this movie, but also not super excited. The way the MCU has been going recently, I don't know if I have a huge amount of faith for it. Especially, I liked Thor Ragnarok a lot. I loved the comic aspects they used, but they really hammed up the comedy, and I feel like the comedy gets worse the more times you rewatch the movie. But the movie itself had so many great moments, and this movie's shaping out to be a lot like Ragnarok, but I just hope they keep it at the same level. They don't amp up the comedy or anything, leave it. The comedy is good where it's at, so keep it there, but I hope they add more serious elements. They have a lot of characters I love coming into this from the comics. You know, we got Gore, the God Butcher, and then we have Lady Thor as well, so I'm very excited to watch this trailer, to see new footage of it. I'm hyped to see this movie. I'm excited, just want to watch it. In case you don't know, Patreon, full-length reactions, and early access to other shows and movies I watch, so check that out if you want to. But let's watch this trailer.
Kids, get your popcorn now. Let me tell you the story of the space Viking, Thor Odinson. He was no ordinary man.
I love the lightning.
He was a god.
Looks dope.
After saving planet Earth for the 500th time, Thor set off on a new journey.
Good transition there with the suit and stuff. I like how they do that again.
He went from dead bod.
A little bit too much hammed on the special effects part for it, but it still looks good.
And after all that,
oh, he looks good, man.
He reclaimed his title as the one and only
yes, sir.
Thor.
Lady Thor, she looks so good, man.
Spoke too soon.
Look at that bicep.
Jane?
I don't know about that helmet, big guy. I don't know about that helmet, big guy.
The old ex-girlfriend.
Oh, she looks good.
What's it been like? 3, 4 years?
8 years, 7 months, and 6 days, give or take.
Am I sensing feelings?
They look good, man. I like all the colors as well. So vibrant.
The only ones who gods care about is
yeah,
themselves.
Baby. Wow. God, he looks creepy as shit. I love it. Also, straight out comic panel. Nice. It looks very creepy. I like it. I like the black and white aesthetic and tone.
I just want to say that was very, very impressive what you did back there.
She's
Nice.
my first bad guy.
You never forget your first.
Gore looks so good. Whoa, that's gorgeous. The black and white fight, but them being fully in color is so awesome.
That's something worth fighting for.
Nice. Very good. Very good. I liked that.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise. And flick.
You flick too hard, damn it!
God, the man looks so good. Honestly, me too.
We help
Honestly, me too.
Eventually. Great.
I mean, come on. Solid trailer. Very good. I like that. Okay. So, a lot of good stuff in there. I liked how Gore looked. I think he looks dope, but he doesn't look anything like his comic counterpart. He looks like he's missing his, tusks, I guess. Here, hold on. I'll show you, because I've read the comic. I have it on my shelf. Hold on. Okay, so this is the comic run that... Okay, I'm trying to get a reflection. This is the comic run that this movie is taking inspiration from, is Thor by Jason Aaron, and this is where Jane Foster as Lady Thor is introduced. This is where Gore the God Butcher is introduced. Gore is mainly the first arc villain. He's super dope though, man. I'm trying to see if I can find a good image of Gore. He looks a lot like him, don't get me wrong. I think Christian Bale will be phenomenal as him, and the art in Jason Aaron's run is so good, so I'm hoping for some very badass fight scenes between Gore and Thor. Honestly, I think they'll be super good. I'm still looking for a good comic panel so I can show you guys what he looks like. Oh, also here's the image that's taken straight from the comic, that panel. There you go. That's where that one's from. I guess you can kind of see here what he looks like. Christian Bale looks pretty dope as him. I love the black and white aesthetic, you know? I think, honestly, the main part that, not that I'm worried about, but the main part that I hope they keep with Gore is his backstory. I hope they don't change it, because it's one of his best aspects from the comics. So Gore is born on his planet. He's there with his family, and the entire planet, its population, they pray to the gods a lot. they're very religious people, and they constantly pray for better life. And like, they're not in good living conditions, by the way. Like, they're struggling to continue on living, so they pray to the gods for help, for guidance, for anything, and the gods of course never answer. And so Gore's population, his family, they end up dying, and Gore is not okay with that. So on basically the graves of his family members, he makes a vow saying all gods will die, and he kills all of them. I'm talking the Greek realm, the Roman realm, the Egypt, like every single god from all the different mythologies, Gore has killed. He's got a lot of kills under his belt. So he's a very scary villain. I really like the black and white aesthetic. I think it looks so creepy, so cool. I think Christian Bale will give a fantastic performance, because I mean, Christian Bale's an S-tier actor, of course. So I hope he gives a great performance. He feels very creepy. Although I'll be honest, I don't know why, but I like the black and white aesthetic. I think it looks dope. But it kind of reminds me of Sandman. If you've ever read that comic series by Neil Gaiman, it kind of reminds me of that. I don't know why. But I'm very excited for this. I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, I just hope they keep that aspect from Gore, because I think it'll give a very sympathetic and a way to understand our villain really well. If we can be with our villain beforehand, see his family, like not just a 5-minute flashback, I hope, like actually give us a little bit of time, you know, maybe 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes or so, just so we can see Gore with his family, and we can grow to, I guess, kind of have a connection with them, so we can see just how desperate they are, how much they pray to the gods for help, and the gods never answer. And like, because we can understand that fact, him watching his family die and suffer, and none of the gods helping, no matter how much they prayed, no matter how much they were good. And so he makes the vow that all gods will die on the deaths of his family members, and that's such a sympathetic and understandable motivation for our villain. If his motivation is to kill all the gods because the gods are selfish assholes who don't care who they control or don't care who worships them or is under them, then in his eyes they deserve to die because they're the reasons his family is dead. That's a fantastic motivation. Don't fuck that up. You don't need to change it. Leave that motivation as it is. It's a fantastic motivation, and I think in the movies it could be one of the best villains that way, because no matter how many gods he kills, no matter how much, you can empathize with him or at least understand where he comes from. He's purely out for vengeance on the deaths of his wife and kids. You know what I mean? So it's like, his family has died. That's completely understandable in terms of motivation for revenge. So I think it'll be super good, him against Thor. And the one thing it looks like it is already from this trailer, by the aesthetic, by not the fight scenes, but like by the color palette of when they're going up against each other. I think we're gonna get some crazy looking fights, and I'm very excited for that because the art in Jason Aaron's run is phenomenal. So I think if they can translate that onto the screen, I'll be super happy. But I'm glad they're taking things directly from the comics. This is a phenomenal run, by the way. If you have not read this run right here, Thor by Jason Aaron, I highly recommend it to someone, especially someone who's just getting into comics. You don't need to know a lot about comics to necessarily like it, but it's a fantastic starting off point for Thor. Great art, good stories, such a well done and well made comic. So I definitely recommend that for anyone out there who wants to get started reading Thor comics. I think it's a good place to start. But yeah, that was a pretty dope trailer. I enjoyed that. Definitely happy with it. I'm already sold on seeing the movie. Like, I don't need more footage or more trailers to sell me on it. I'm very excited to see it. I think Natalie Portman as Jane Foster, Lady Thor, looks phenomenal. She looks great. I'm very excited to see Lady Thor as well. I love Lady Thor. I think she's dope as fuck. We're just calling her Lady Thor because that's what people have called her online. That's not really her name, but you know, that's life. But I'm very excited to see this. She looks great. I'm glad she buffed up a bit. Those fucking arms and biceps look good, and they should, because she's Thor. So I'm not trying to have no skinny lady be Thor. You gotta bulk up a little bit, okay? So I'm glad she has. She looks phenomenal. I'm excited to see her back. And I love how Thor was like, when she said like, what has it been, 3 years? And Thor's like, no, it's been 8 years, 6 months, 3 days. Like, he counts down. I love how that's a running gag. He's done that in every movie where they talk about Jane. He has like the precise date since the last time he's seen her, because she hasn't left his mind. And I like that. It's kind of funny. It's a nice running gag, but you know, I'm excited for this. I think it's gonna be good. Looked good to me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Hey guys, thank you all for watching that recent video. And I just want to give a special shout out to Oko Canutilla. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm really sorry if I'm not, but just want to give a special shout out to you. You've been subscribed to my tier 1 on Patreon for a while now, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the support. Love you guys.